Well, the Yankees' offense last night exploded for 15 runs. They looked like a completely different team. And all I got to say is, where the hell has that been for the last 3 weeks?
It's complicated. I was working things out.
Shout out to Boone for the change in the roster and the batting order. That's great. It worked out fine for him, and hopefully he continues to do things during the season.
Yeah, interesting batting order last night. I'll be interested to see what the batting order is today. It's a day game, so we'll probably get the lineup here pretty soon. But not only moving Verdugo to the number 4 spot, but dropping Gleyber Torres to 7th, dropping Anthony Rizzo in the order, and all of those guys performed really well last night. So, I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. Boone blew it the other night, but last night he pushed the right buttons. Kudos.
Hey, Derek, it's Povo. Great job with your show. I watch it every morning, and it's very informative. Great win by the Yankees last night. Got an interesting question I wanted to run by you. Do you think that Judge's offensive struggles are related to the fact that he's playing every day in center field versus playing in right field? Not sure if someone brought this up, but what are your thoughts?
It's certainly possible, but he played a lot of center field in the year that he hit 62 home runs. So, I mean, he's a little bit older now, and he has the toe issue now, and he's running a lot more in center field than you would in right field. So maybe that's aggravating the toe a little bit. But if you look at his swing and you look at his leg kicks, they've been kind of different over the last few weeks. He's making adjustments, and they're noticeable. So I think it's really just a feel thing. I think it's a mechanical thing with his swing. And hopefully last night's home run and the line drive base hit down the left field line get him going a little bit. One of the problems with Judge is that every time he starts to heat up this season, he goes immediately into another funk. What he needs to do is back up a few games in a row with production, and that will get him feeling good. That will get his mental state right. So I want him to come out today and do well, and then to carry it into that series against the Orioles. He always hits the Orioles very well, and I think he will continue to do that if he has another good game today. I think that momentum will carry right into Baltimore, where he's obviously very comfortable hitting.
Verdugo going off, with Gleyber going off, with Judge going off, this momentum should compel them to go far going into May, going into June, going into the summer. What are your thoughts on this momentum riding into the Baltimore series and just for the rest of the season?
I hate to be a wet rag, but I don't really think there's a ton of correlation between an offensive outburst one day and what happens the next day. I mean, sure, guys can get hot, guys can get confident, but there's this old saying in baseball, momentum is as strong as your next day's starting pitcher. And I would extend that to say the opposition's next day's starting pitcher as well. Any good pitcher can shut down any lineup on a day that, and it doesn't even have to be a good pitcher, any pitcher really. We saw J.P. Sears and Alex Wood shut down the Yankees on a day that they have their stuff and they're commanding their baseball. Hitting a baseball is the toughest thing to do in sports. I like the way the guys swung the bat yesterday. Obviously, I think it's good for Gleyber Torres to get 3 hits and kind of get off the schneid and go to sleep feeling good, and for Alex Verdugo to have success in the number 4 spot, and then obviously Aaron Judge with a couple of hits and a home run. Those are all good signs, and I think it's good for them individually to carry forward, but as a team, any pitcher can shut you down on any day. So I don't think tonight's game is necessarily going to impact anything that happens throughout the course of the summer. Now, with all that being said, it would be nice to put together another good offensive game today before you head into Baltimore to face off against a team you're battling for first place. You want everybody feeling good.
The lineup is upside down. Boone has no idea about how to set his players up. The offense, the players need to know what their job is. Number 1 and number 2 need to get on base. 3, 4, and 5 drive your runners home. Look what happened in 61. Mantle and Maris. Ralph Houk flipped the 2 hitters, putting Mantle at 4 and bringing Maris up to 3. Maris started getting more fastballs, and Mantle, being the better hitter, wound up with 52 home runs.
I appreciate the call. And as much as, I respect Yankees history as much as anybody, it's just a different game these days. I mean, the game is played differently. The velocity is different. There's more home run hitters in a lineup. It's just a different game. And, the lineups have to be set accordingly. I think the lineup, as long as you keep Soto in the number 2 spot, drawing walks and seeing a lot of pitches in front of Aaron Judge is going to continue to get RBI opportunities. Top of the order, I like Volpe when he's hitting, but when he's slumping, it definitely hurts to have, top of the order that's not getting on base. Honestly, once Dominguez comes back, I would have no problem slotting Dominguez into either the number 1 or the number 4 spot because he's a switch hitter. You don't have to switch him around every day. You can just put him in the lineup and leave him there. He's another guy who has patient at bats, is a guy who can hit for contact and power. Volpe, the way he plays the game, as Terrence mentioned last night, he plays like a leadoff hitter, and he's been a leadoff hitter throughout the years where he uses his speed and so forth. He's drawing a lot more walks this year, but he has been slumping lately, so you want him to turn it back on. I think what the Yankees did with the lineup last night was fine. Verdugo in the number 4 spot right now because he's swinging a hot bat. Stanton, I think, probably has aged out of the number 4 spot, as Terrence said that Rizzo has as well. I don't know if the Yankees have a true cleanup hitter right now, but we really can't draw comparisons to things that happened 60 years ago in this game. It's just a different game these days. Appreciate it. All right, so if I'm looking at my inbox correctly, I think that's it for the voicemails from last night's show. It was kind of a late Saturday night game, but call in today after the game or during the game, however you want to do it. Yankees play at 2 o'clock Eastern. I'll be back with the post-game show. And then following that this evening, Ryan Garcia is set to come on. It's kind of tentative, but he hasn't confirmed with me yet, but he said he was going to try and lock it in. And if he does, then we'll be on to talk about the first month of the Yankee season. Season began on March 28th, so it's been 1 month so far, and we're going to go position by position, just kind of talk through things. But thanks for all the calls, and I'll see you next time.